Hello there, and welcome back to Normal Guy Games. So this time is a little bit different. I don't normally do commissions, but a friend of mine has had me do a couple of his Underworlds warbands. So in this particular episode, I'm going to be tackling Zarbag's Gitz, which is a Goblin Underworlds team. Actually, it's the biggest Underworlds team that consists of a band of goblins and a couple of squigs. So we're going to be using some traditional stuff here, and I'm also going to show you the reason why you normally have to undercoat orange before you start. So let's just get into it, and we'll see where we go from there. New project. I actually have been kind of looking forward to this because I haven't really painted any goblins. No, not in a while anyway. So the first thing I did is I used a dark green and a light green, and I did a little bit of wet blending, but the thing is I wasn't really going hardcore with this. I just kind of wanted the insides and the lower parts to be a darker green and the higher parts to be a lighter green. And I did this for all of the skin. Now this is where, now I already know that you have to put a lighter color down before orange. So this is just a demonstration of what the two squigs look like if you don't put something down over top before you put the orange down. Orange and yellow are notoriously hard to paint, and part of the issue is resolved by doing this. Now you see what I'm doing here. This is a light umber. This light umber sets the tone before you set the paint down, and I use that light umber to make the orange a little more warm instead of cold. And it's the same thing with the purple. Now with their robes, I went with this is all pro acryl. I went with a dark red, and then over top of that I did a little bit of like dirty wet blending with the bright pyrrole red. And it honestly it turned out okay. I kind of wanted everything on these to be a lot brighter than you would usually see, so I did go a little overboard on the bright red in a couple of places, but you know, it turned out okay in the end, honestly. So just the easiest way to do this is just put down that initial dark red and then just blend it in. Now as you can see here, this is me adding another layer of bright red over top of the little bit of blending that I was doing, and this is again to help make it pop a little bit. You want that dark red in the folds and the creases, and you want that bright red on the top of everything. And we're going to darken that down a little bit too as we go. So moving on to the next thing, I painted all of the wood, like the weapons and whatnot. I used dark umber and then light umber on top of that to add a little bit of brightness. Now for these umber colors, they're very matte, and I really like them a lot. Actually, I like the way they look, but I don't have an opportunity to use them very much because they don't really fit. They don't really fit some of the I guess some of the profiles of the models that I'm using them for. But in this particular case, doing it for the wood and doing it for the nets, because I wanted everything to be kind of bright. The net here also, just to let you know, I used a mahogany color from Pro Acryl on that one, just to make it a little more red than usual. Now in this, as you can see, this is me using that same brown and a smaller brush to touch up any parts and places that need to be fixed, to do any kind of belts or ropes or anything else that you can see, pouches or whatnot. This is all that same umber color. And we are, like I said, I'm using a lot of bright colors here because I'm going to darken that down with a wash. But if you're quick about it, as you can see, as I did there, you can actually get up paint if you go over or spill or whatnot, as if you get a wet brush and just drop a little bit of water and just wipe it away. Now I went with bronze for a lot of the metals here, for the staff ends, for the pots, for the sensors, anything that was burning incense. I used all this bronze color, and I really like it. It actually turned out really, really good. I like like how it's not overpowering like a really bright gold, and that's kind of what I was going for. Now, as you can see here, this is me throwing the Proacryl Silver over top of the metallic details. Now, this is for all of the metallics that I did not hit with the bronze, including weapons and or buckles or anything else that might be metal. There's not a whole lot of metal on these guys. It's a lot of wood, mushrooms, leather, and robes for the most part. Now, I am going back with an even lighter green, and I'm going over top of some of the raised areas with that green just to make everything pop a little bit more, because I want those areas to be bright and shiny before I hit them with a wash. Now, I've gone in and I painted some of the mushroom stalks and the caps with oranges and purples, and this is just me using a kind of a magenta-like color to go around the edges of the mushrooms and to paint the edges of the sensor as well. So this is just me going over those details with a little bit of a highlight. Now, as you can see here, I am going back and I'm using an ivory color to do all of the teeth and or the bones that the squigs are munching on, anything like that. And I'm using that ivory color just to kind of make all of those white areas stand out a little bit. Now, this guy was a little bit hard because he's got that one eye that kind of pops a little bit. Now, moving on, I used a dark blue and a light blue here to kind of differentiate things a little bit, and I did do a little bit of quick and dirty wet blending. I really wasn't looking to do a whole lot of color changes, so you'll see me kind of go back and forth trying to figure out what combination I want to use on a couple of these. But as you can see, that dark blue covers everything in one thin coat. This is actually a thin coat. I actually thinned it down, and it covers very well. This is the dark blue from the Vinci V set and the sky blue that comes in the primary Proacryl set. Now, I did forget to go back and I forgot to do the wraps on the bows and whatnot, and I also used that to highlight the straps. Now, what I'm doing here is age-old Agrax Earthshade. Now, this is Agrax Earthshade is kind of my go-to for these guys because they're goblins. They're coming from probably some sort of cave or underground area. I want them to be dirty. I want them to be messy looking. So that's why I made them really bright at first, so that extra coat on the wash would change it. Anyway, this is what it looks like just in the end, and I gotta say I'm actually pretty happy with it. I kind of want to get the warband for myself as well. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will definitely see you on the next video, everybody.